This is a short informative film intended to raise awareness of seafarers' rights, highlighting the major concern which need more support, improvement for the better future of our maritime industry. 25th June is celebrated as Seafarers' Day. Hence we will highlight the voice of a seafarer. The 1.7 millions of us. The talent in us. The risk we face. The safety we take. The mental impact we take. The piracy we face. The relentless shifts we face. The unpredictability we face. The work we do. The struggle we do. The overcontract we do. We miss our loved ones too. But what about us, the seafarers behind the cargo? We are an industry from officers to ratings, from home to ship and ship to home, from port to port, from day to night and night to day, from tunnel to funnel, from stern to bow. And now we ask the governments, organizations, to take the responsibility, because we have rights to be safe, to go home after work, not to be neglected and be protected. Seafarers keep supply chain moving, including during global crisis COVID-19. Seafarers' life comprises of two distinct phases. 1. Being on board a ship. 2. Being at home. As such, the life of a seafarer is somewhat cyclical, with change, readjustment and transition between the two phases occurring. Since the 1950s, the global rules covering safety at sea have been made by IMO. IMO safety standards for shipping are continuously changing and improving, providing safety workplace for seafarers, and this help protect the environment too. The maritime industry is fast, competitive, efficient, but even in 21st century there are dark sides in shipping. 1. More accessible support from maritime organization. Listening to seafarers 24/7 with a dedicated response cell in IMO website for regular attendance to email and feedbacks from seafarers. 2. Deprived seafarers during pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has put seafarers around the world in precarious situations. Travel restrictions means seafarer cannot leave their ship, be repatriated home, or even get medical assistance. An estimate of about 400,000 seafarers in December 2020 were stranded on ships beyond the end of their original contracts. Similar number of seafarers stuck at home, unable to join the ships and provide for their families. Seafarers saw ports, airports, borders closing. The psychological effect to crew on board. 1. Couldn't see an end to it. 2. Prolonged contract. 3. Impact on mental health. 4. Basic needs getting disturbed. The psychological health is the main factor, and which certainly puts safety on line. For mental health, the basic needs to be fulfilled, including quality food, net on board, shore leave, medical assistance, proper rest hours. The longer you stay on board, the more fatigue you get physically, mentally and emotionally. Many cases were resolved by IMO. IMO assures, understands the unique problems faced during COVID-19 and has been working tirelessly at all levels to find solutions for them. Also, IMO urged the government to designate seafarers as key workers to safely allow seafarers to travel using the recommended protocols. But support for many ships went unsuccessful. Even if the port area not under curfew, the basic needs were disturbed, such as shore leave, food, SIM cards, medical assistance. Also, needless to inform, seafarers are humans and the food should be based on nutrition and not on the amount of dollars. 3. Shipping is compared to airline industry, but does that actually apply to a seafarer? Why can't ships maneuvering, maintenance, cargo operations, inspections, survey be taken in more sensible and in a practical way? Many times critical operations are combined. Shipboard cargo operations, prolonged maintenance and inspections, vetting or survey should not be overlapped or back-to-back, which makes schedules sometimes hectic and lead to rest hours violation, and also might result in failures and accidents. 4. Proper and stringent implementation of our conventions. According to major stakeholders in shipping industry, COVID does not affect the following: loading, discharging, bunkering, pilotage, safe navigation, dry dock maintenance work, PSC survey, vetting, inspection, custom clearance, immigration, health officials harassing ship staff. Only shipboard activity that are affected by COVID are crew change, medical attention, provision and SIM cards. 5. All accidents are preventable without exception. Unlike airline industry, why ship leaves dry dock shipyard with open items in the defect list when the shipyard cannot rectify, the ship's crew certainly cannot on an operational ship. The Maritime Authority should accept such defects and take up the issues with the flag states. 6. Port facilities being limited. Limited MARPOL disposal facility, expired medicine, pyrotechnics, legitimate operational waste, domestic and operational waste generated on board should not be carried for months. Also need not satisfy Port Authority for inventory of chemicals, paint, medicine for cargo operations. Ports are identified to be the source of stowaways or contraband, hence ship owner should not be considered as victims. Ports should maintain safety, else should be fined. 7. The ports which require more duration for maneuvering pilotage, port stay should be extended or considerable amount of time gap should be provided before carrying out inspections. 8. There is nothing called an old ship, so all ships must be as good structurally and operationally as any other ship. The required supplies, resources, services are not fulfilled at times. This inadequate support can be, not timely delivery, not good quality, not correct specification, and not in sufficient quantity. Seafarers don't neglect their ship where they live, work and get paid. It's the concerned authorities need to be questioned. 9. Preventing Suez Canal accidents and criminalization of seafarers. The convoy transiting ships should be anchored at least sufficient hours before the start of the transit. This small intervention can rule out possibility of most accidents in the canal, as the crew on board would be properly rested before the canal transit. Despite all risk analysis, policies and safety regulations taken on board, certain mishaps happens in sea, as the nature of sea is dynamic and is subjected to unprecedented variations. Today, if a maritime accident happens in a canal, that leads to criminalization of seafarers, especially the master and seafarers' efforts are ignored. As the rules are formulated by the Maritime Authority itself, and such sensitive mishappenings should be dealt more sensitively. Many efforts assistance carried out by the maritime organizations with urgent intervention, without their support which might not have been succeeded in securing the life-saving emergency evacuation and medical care. Thank you to all national international organizations and associations worldwide. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment and share as much as possible to raise the awareness of seafarers' rights.